Hello, my name is Trey. Welcome to Wildcat Nation. Today we are talking to Mr. Michaelson about an exciting new program at Lovington High School. What is Khan Academy and how did you find this?
Khan Academy is just an online learning software program and platform where you can go to get extra help in learning concepts and different standards if you don't quite understand from your teachers in the beginning classes. It's been around for a number of years. It's free. Anybody can go. You don't have to even be a student. You can be an adult. I went and I set up an account a couple of months ago, and they've got a program on there for an hour of coding. So I signed up, started learning on that, and started learning how to program computers. And I've never done anything like that before because I wanted to see if it was something that maybe would be beneficial for our kids here at Lovington High School. It's very easy to use. It doesn't cost anything. You can use a laptop computer, you can use your phone, you can use an iPad. All you need is an internet connection and you're good to go.
What was your first impression of Khan Academy?
First impression was just how easy it is to actually use and how many different activities that they've got. It's a huge online corporation and business, and has really exploded. A lot of people go there and use that to figure out how to do things like, solve quadratic equation in algebra 2, or, figure out how the slope of a line. And those are some of just a couple of the different things that they've got. But they've got everything set up in areas of mathematics, science, social studies, English language arts, plus computer programming, SAT, ACT type prep for those college entrance exams and that kind of stuff.
Was there anything that influenced you to choose this program?
The big thing for us was the school district made the change. Y'all used to do discovery testing in the past, and you may remember this. They usually take you to the computer lab 3 times out of the school year. Once usually in September, another time in November, and then a third time usually in February. And you would take a math and an English language arts test, and it was called discovery testing. And that's what they called short cycle assessments, and it was a way to determine your progress in mathematics and ELA throughout the school year. They're going out of business, so we had to look and find something different to use. And when we looked to find something else that we were going to use, we wanted to make it relevant, because nobody's going to ask you guys, how did you do on your discovery testing? But when you go to sign up and you want to go to college somewhere, everybody will ask you, what was your SAT score? Because that's a test that you have to take to get into college. So if you're going to take the SAT anyway to get into college, we wanted to align the testing that we were doing with something that actually meant something. And we got a grant that allowed us to test every junior for the SAT starting this year. And that's a great thing for our kids. But the great thing about going with the SAT is that they have a partnership with Khan Academy to provide learning. So when everyone takes the PSAT, which everybody did back in October of this year on the campus, from freshmen all the way through juniors, all those scores got entered into your College Board account, but that data was shared with Khan Academy. So then Khan Academy, they've got fancy software and algorithms that run everything through, and they figure out exactly, Trey, where you're strong and where you're weak. And if you've got a weakness in a certain area, like in geometry skills, it'll actually give you lessons that focus on where you're weak. It's just kind of like, when you play basketball. If you don't know how to dribble with your left hand, what do you practice?
With your left hand.
Dribble with your left hand. And that's what Khan Academy does. If you don't know how to find the slope of a line, it'll give you lessons that focus on figuring out how to work and determine what the slope of a line is.
How beneficial do you think this program will be to your students?
I hope it's fantastic. It all goes back to how much the students use it, of course. If kids never get into it, if they don't get on and check it out, if they're not interested in it, it's not going to help them very much. But, if a kid spends a lot of time, wants to spend a lot of time, is trying to get into a really competitive college or university, or maybe they need a really high score or a certain score to be eligible to play, athletics at the Division I level or Division II level, then hopefully they're going to spend more time on it. The more time that they spend on it, the research that comes out of this is telling us that if a kid will spend 9 hours working on Khan Academy that it'll make a significant improvement. And that average significant improvement is about 230 points on their SAT score.
What are the rewards for the students that participate in this program?
You know, we don't have a lot of money, so we can't spend a lot of money on coming up with things. So we tried to figure out what kids would want as a way of being able to reward them for the time that they spend on Khan Academy. And one of those things is a tardy pass. And if you've been around, you know, find me a kid that says that they got enough time to get from one class to another. It doesn't matter how close the classrooms are, they always want, you know, 30 more seconds or another minute. We've got some serial offenders when it comes to tardies that sometimes we have to discipline or punish. So one of the things that we thought that we could do that didn't cost us any money was create a tardy pass. And that if they spent a certain, if they did a certain number of lessons and mastered a certain number of things, that we'd give them a tardy pass or a free homework pass. It doesn't cost us anything, but it's something that kids a lot of times want because it helps keep them out of things like detention or in-school suspension and the disciplinary measures that we have to put into place if they can't get to class on time or turn in their work and make sure their grades are up. So those are a couple things we did. My assistant principal, Pilar Carrasco, went out around the town. Also, he's been able to line up some things like drink coupons from Sonic and Burger Builders, which has been really good for us. And then Sonic is also donating approximately $1,500 for us to do some things. And we're looking at doing some stuff with the classes that have the greatest participation in doing like a pizza party or some kind of a reward for that class specifically.
Do you think these rewards would help motivate student participation?
I hope so. We tried to find things that kids might like and they might want. We'll see. You know, it's our first year to do this. We're trying to get every kid to get through 9 hours before we have the SAT on March 1st. And it's not 9 hours in each class, it's just 9 hours total. And so we're really pushing our teachers to talk about it with the kids in class, and that even when they have, you know, 5 minutes at the end of class, or kids are taking a test and they get done early before everybody else and the teacher doesn't have anything else planned, that's all time that those kids can get on, use, and then maybe learn a little something extra, get some more time in, and earn those rewards, and hopefully improve their SAT scores.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Michaelson. That'll be it.
Go Cats!